What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having a great day. I am sitting down for the first time in a long time to do a get ready with me style video. It has been a very long time. So I want to get back into doing more makeup. I feel like lately I haven't been feeling the inspiration and I've just been doing my unboxings and things. And while they're fun and I love doing them, I feel like we need to talk more. Life is still rough out there. So I want you guys to be able to come and hang out with me and do makeup because that's what I started this channel for, and then it's kind of like been, anyway, you know what I'm saying. So we're going to get ready today and I'm going to be using some of my like staple products for 2021, and we're going to start by putting on some jewelry. I feel like jewelry has become the thing that when I put it on, I feel like it elevates everything. And I've been wearing these pieces all year long from this brand, and I have partnered with this brand before. So today's video is sponsored by Ana Luisa. I absolutely love their products. Like I said, I've been wearing them all year long. Basically, anytime you see something smaller in my ear that's not like crazy looking, it's pretty much been their earrings. I'll wear a lot of their necklaces. You've seen me wearing like a little gold dog tag. You've seen me wearing a little lock. I have these. I also have like a star moon combo that are like these that I wear together a lot. But I do have some new pieces to show you and I'm so excited. So we're gonna add some jewelry. So Ana Luisa, which I'm gonna show you the little pouch, which is beautiful, before I show you this first item. So just so you know, their products are very high quality, but I think very, very affordable. And the brand is all about sustainability, ethically sourced products, just high quality metals that they're using, even recycled metals. I could go into like a lot of minutia about that, and it's all amazing information. But what I want to tell you is like all year round, I wanted to wear these pieces all the time, and that is the major thing for me. I have worn these in the shower. I have worn them working out. I have slept in them. I have literally done anything you can do in jewelry, and everything holds up so beautifully. And to me, it's like fine jewelry quality, but the prices are amazing. So let me just go ahead and jump into the pieces that I got. First up, this tiny butterfly is so incredibly beautiful. I'm not sure if I want to put this one on. I think I'll put this one on. The other one, they're kind of like a similar length. Usually I always like layer up their necklaces, but I think I'm just gonna stick with this little guy. It's beautiful. It's such like a dainty piece. This looks so much higher end, like small pieces to me, than like bigger, chunkier jewelry, because I automatically think those pieces look cheap. I mean, they can be fun. Don't get me wrong. I have them. I love them. But there's just something about this that makes me feel like I look very put together and classy. So anyway, that's our first piece. And most important part, 20% off right now on their entire website. So literally you can just shop, get 20% off of everything. They're already good prices, so it's a great time to pick something up. Also, if you're looking for gifts, I would definitely look into this, because I feel like a lot of people feel like they can't get jewelry because it's either too expensive or it's too cheaply made. This is just the perfect in the middle. It looks and feels like absolutely high quality, but you don't have to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Most pieces that I own are under $100, and that's before the 20%. So they're definitely well worth checking out. And gift yourself too. Like honestly, you deserve it. Gift yourself some jewelry. But I do feel like this is a great place to shop for gifts. These earrings are my new favorite. I'm gonna have to kind of like twist so that you can see. They have little chain detail. They have little stones. I absolutely love these. And I like mixing and matching. Like these are different size stones in the earrings. They both have a little dangle. And I was noticing, I was actually wearing these in one of my other videos. I don't know if anybody noticed, but you could see the little lightning bolt like through the chain. And I just like, oh, it's just so cute. There was just something about it. And then we have one more necklace, which I have already worn a few times. I couldn't wait. I went ahead and started wearing them. And this necklace is called Vita. I love the shape of this one. It's just so simple, like elegant. Again, great great for layering, but beautiful. And this is 14 karat gold over sterling silver, so you're still getting like really good metals. This is not cheaply made by any means, so it's still going to last. It's going to be beautiful, and I just think it's so pretty. I just love it. This one is a little bit closer, so I like that even if I'm like dressing down and I'm wearing a t-shirt, I can wear it kind of high so that it still kind of peeks through. That way it just kind of dresses it up. But we're gonna stick with these for today. Make sure you go and shop the sale. Like, I promise you, these are so beautiful. And honestly, I was actually looking at my jewelry collection and just looking at how much, like, I have a lot of fun jewelry, but I was really looking and thinking, what are my favorite things in here? Like, if I could only pick and choose a few things, these would be the pieces that I would choose. And I have a couple of like diamond pieces, other stones, things that cost like well into the hundreds, couple of $1,000 for a piece of jewelry. And I still love these pieces more, honestly. And they're just beautiful. So I would definitely check them out, especially if there happens to be any guys watching, which I'm sure there probably aren't. But I feel like this is the great place to shop for guys too, because you always kind of want to give a jewelry type gift, but you know, not everybody can go to a jewelry store and pick out something that's $3,000 to give for Christmas. These are beautiful. You can afford multiple pieces, and of course right now 20% off. So I will have it linked down below for you in case you want to check anything out. You will definitely be seeing me wear these pieces, my other pieces, maybe some other new pieces. I'll be constantly wearing these. You will always be able to see them. So yeah, that is it for the jewelry. We need to get into the makeup because I am yakking on iced coffee. I'm just going to do my makeup and we're just going to talk about favorites. I thought we could focus on makeup because I know the way that I talk. If I did like skincare, hair care, everything, it could be a long video. So I probably will, like in December, have a like true favorites, like at the end of December, just talking about products, but I thought we could just like use some of them. Let's talk primer. Two favorites, Colourpop Pretty Fresh and the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. As you can see, I have used this poor thing up, like I'm basically just using this primer up. I don't know if they still carry this because Colourpop just, not only do they have like massive amounts of launches, but I feel like they have also begun to like not keep things around, even like they're normal, not like themed launches, you know what I mean? It's definitely like very hydrating, feels good on the skin. The Milk does grip foundation a little bit better. It definitely is a little bit better, but I mean, for the price for the Colourpop one, you just can't beat it. So that's kind of been my go-to. As you can tell, I'm actually using a new sponge because this is the e.l.f. sponge. I'm not sure what this one's called, but I was using the maroon, I think it's Total Cover sponge. There's like a slant on one side. That has been my favorite all year, and it is like getting to the point where, okay, I cannot get the foundation out of it, and I switch it up. I use different sponges, but that e.l.f. one, I mean, for the price, just so good. I talked about my high-end foundation favorites in Sephora in my Sephora what to buy video. I'll put that up here in case you still want to see some recommendations. But for high-end foundation, NARS, this is the Natural Radiant Longwear. I have Mont Blanc is my shade, and this one, it is literally my all-time favorite, but this has been my, honestly, second favorite, the e.l.f. Camo Cc Cream. It is like pitifully empty. I did buy another one and I was so silly. I bought the wrong shade. I was just convinced that I was getting the right shade. So I'm using the like little bitty pumps. So I'm using the e.l.f. one up. I'll maybe add in some of my NARS if I need to, but it's kind of insane how similar these are. Like, yes, they're not 100% the same, but in the amount of coverage, the way that it is hydrating and comfortable on the skin, the Camo Cc Cream, like I never saw that coming, that it was going to be that good. I just picked it up to try it, and yeah, I fell in love with it. And this, I use 150C, so I use the cool, but it's kind of like up there in the range. They definitely have some lighter ones if you're fair, but they have a decent range for this. So no matter your skin tone, you can probably find something. It's just so good, like for the price. And it's not like super cheap. It is like 12 or 13 bucks, I believe, maybe even 14, but it's still such good quality and obviously something that I reach for a lot. I found myself this year using so many affordable products. I did kind of vow that this year, because I quit my real job, that I would really stop buying as much makeup, because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like manifest, I'm gonna get PR sent to me, and I'm not gonna need to buy as much. Obviously things have been rough. I made the decision to quit my real job at Sephora. COVID was already in full swing, so it's not like I was doing it and then COVID was the full effect. I just took a chance that like, okay, this is just the right time for me to try. I have nothing really holding me back. I have someone who's supporting me, who can allow me to do what I'm doing and know that like if it doesn't work out and it's not going well, that I'm not destitute. You know what I mean? I wasn't giving up everything in my life to make it happen. But you know what, it has been such a terrible almost 2 years, I mean, a year and a half for all of us, and you know, nothing has worked out exactly the way I would have wanted it to, but that's life. I mean, it's fine. So I'm trying to take it in stride. But all that to say, back to my point, that I really have not been earning enough to really buy all the makeup I would want to buy. But also I've just tried to be more conscientious and really look at my collection and think, do I really need that? Do I really need that? So I've bought a lot less. And what I have bought is more drugstore. But it actually has worked out in so many ways, because I have found so many affordable things that I really enjoy, which I couldn't really have said that before. Like working at Sephora, I just see Sephora makeup all the time. Like everything at Sephora, I want it. You know, not everything, but most of it. And now, you know, I'm forced to kind of like go and find it. My light's still having, I really need to order another ring light, but it's just gonna have to be what it is right now. I'm putting on e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. The Camo Concealer was good, the original, but it was a little bit dry for me. And the hydrating one is just perfect. I'm not going to lie to you and say that it's crease proof, because I don't think that that exists. If you crease, it's going to crease. Like, if you are blessed by the gods of makeup and you don't crease, then congratulations. And but no, if you crease, you're gonna crease. It's just how it is. So I'm just bouncing that in as well. I'm kind of using the technique of like less concealer, kind of not, because I still put a lot right here, but I just feel like it balances my face out better. So that's what we're doing. And I really genuinely want to know, forgive me if you've already told me, and I have just, my mental health has not been that great this year. Like it's been up and down, sometimes good, sometimes bad. And if you watch my vlogs and stuff, you guys know that it has not been great. You know, I'm okay, but you know, it could be better. So a lot of questions that I've asked you guys for like comments of like, let me know what you want to see. I'm like in the moment thinking like, yes, I want to do it, because I love filming and I love talking to you guys. But when I'm done filming, it's like the experience is over in that moment, you know, and I just go back to feeling less than happy. Like I'm happier when I'm filming it, but getting myself motivated to do it has been another thing when I'm feeling depressed. It's not the filming, it's just how I am. You know, if I'm being depressed, then I'm gonna feel depressed, period. So I want to know truly, and I'll have to just revert back to this video, if there are things that you would like to see me do, whether it be makeup or not makeup, it doesn't really matter. You guys let me know. I would love to know what you really want to watch. YouTube is definitely not showing my videos very much. Not even to all my subscribers, let alone anybody else, which, yeah, not happening. So my views are very, very low. So what I want to know is like what you want to see me do that you would really watch, that you'd love to see, that you're going to watch for sure. Because YouTube is a fickle fiend. It is what it is. So let me know what kind of videos you want to see. I do kind of want to like mix it up a little bit, but I've just been waiting for some like inspiration. I clean my lips so much while I do my makeup. Y'all just bear with me. By the way, I'm using Veil by Hourglass Translucent Setting Powder. It's honestly, I really like this powder. I really do. But I actually recently emptied out my Beauty Bakery one, which is the one that I used pretty much all year after I finished up my Lancome Long Time No Shine powder. Those were my go-tos, and now that I've emptied both of those, which once again, I'm actually emptying products because I'm not buying 40 powders. I've gone through a couple, and those are my two favorites, and now this has kind of taken its place. And I really do love this powder. I actually have multiples of these, so it's good that I'm using them. So that's what I'm using to powder my face. I have forgotten how to film get readies with me. Get ready with me's. You know what I mean? Film sitting down like this because you film so much more than you would for simple unboxing or something along those lines. So it's like a shock when I film these. I'm like, gosh, I'm still talking. It's gonna be so long, so much to edit, but it's okay. I'm giving myself like the whole weekend to edit this video and make it great for you guys. Hopefully you'll think it's great, but I really do want to get creative. I want to do more than what I've been doing right now. I mean, honestly, most things right now don't even work. So it's like, okay, I might as well try something new. I've seen people comment and say that like, why do you still do makeup? Do something else. I mean, I love this. That's kind of like the reason I got into it in the beginning. Oh my gosh. I was going to use cream. I was going to use cream bronzer. I'll tell you guys, this is one of my favorites. Sunlit Glow Silk Bronzing Base from Yensa. Rarely I hear anybody talk about Yensa. I love this product. It's like a cream bronzer. I have really put like a major dent into it. I like this better than Huda Tantour. I'm realizing too that I have so many things sitting right here that I've never used. Halloween looks, that's what I've been doing. But I really love that product and I don't hear people talk about it. So I just want to show like a moment of love. So I'm gonna have to grab a powder bronzer. So I've been enjoying the Patrick Ta. This is the Cream Contour Powder Bronzer. I'm obviously just gonna go into the bronzer. I've not used this like 100 times or anything. I've used it several times and it just is very blendable. The pigmentation is a little bit lighter, but I kind of like that because I want to really contour and bronze my forehead, and a lot of times over powder that can get patchy if I'm using a powder product, and I do bronzer and contour separately. I know that a lot of people no longer do those as like separate things, or they're thought of as kind of like one and done. You know, bronzes, contour. You can totally do that. If that's your thing, do it. But yeah, bronzer is warm. Contour is usually not necessarily cool, like super, super cool, but it's definitely not as warm as your bronzer would be. So I bronze kind of all the places you would contour, but more dispersed. And then I'll go in with contour that's more pinpoint, more accurate, and more sculpting. Okay, I'll save my contour for afterwards, and I'm going to use, this has been kind of my favorite setting spray, All Nighter Pollution Protection. Give it a good shake, mix the powders in, and I like to spray my face a couple of times. First, right after I do all my powder, and right before I do my brows, I like to spray my face. So we're going to do that. I do have the Patrick Ta fan. It's not because I'm like incredibly bougie. It was when I was leaving Sephora, I had wanted this for a while, and there was a set that had this and the little spray highlight in it, and it went on sale, and I had my discount and I got this set. I have a couple brow products. First up, I'm using Benefit Palmade Brow Pomade number 3, and I have the Benefit brush as well. This has been my go-to since I got it. I've been using more pencils throughout the year, but once I got this, I got back into using pomades, but I do it a little bit differently than I used to. The powder kind of melted into the makeup a little bit, but this gives some time to like set down before I put anything else on. So with my pomade, I just like to do most of my brow with this. When I don't have a lot on the brush, I like to go into the front because I'm missing so much of what I would like to be there, of like natural brow that I don't have. So we do some little upward strokes. Okay, once I get my brow like that, which turned out really good for kind of speeding through it. The other product I've been loving is the Milani Weekend Brow Pen. Personally, I like when a brow pen has just like the one tip to it. The one that has like 3 or 4 little prongs on it, I find that they're more difficult to use because they're so uniform. And for me, when I use this, it looks a little bit more natural. So I usually just take this and do some little flicks. And I change my direction as I go. So I start angling this way and I kind of straighten it and then angle it out that way, as the hairs usually kind of stick up a little bit more forward. So I do like different directions to mix it up. If it's perfectly uniform, it's not going to look natural, obviously. And then I'll also use it to kind of fill in if I have any areas where it's a little bit sparse. So that's the most natural looking brow that I can do because I'm faking so much of that. So that's the one brow, and all you have to do is do this one. And there it is. So we're going to use 24-Hour Brow Setter from Benefit. This has been like my go-to gel. It's just a little bit like thicker than like most brow gels. That's the only difference I can really find. But it just holds so well without getting like dry and crunchy. This I have repurchased. I don't know if you guys remember, I had a horrible incident where I spilled some coffee on it. That was a bad day, huge mess. So I have repurchased it. So this is the Lunatick Cosmetics Contour Palette Volume 1. I like this because you can create a custom shade. So I'm going to use this to contour with. I used to do only these two, but I was wearing a fairer foundation and now I've kind of like just gone a little bit darker. So I do like a little dab of these two and then mostly this one, but really this is the main character. So I just do like a dab, 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 dab. That makes sense. So obviously heavier in that shade than anything else. And I'm just going to darken my hairline. Well, not my hairline, but my forehead here to just give the illusion that it is even farther back than it is. Give some more shape. If you have a big forehead and you want to minimize it, this is how you do it. I also do a little bit on the sides, but kind of like evenly dispersed, just because I have a more heart-shaped face. So I want to kind of like round it off a little bit instead of being like wider. I'll use the bigger brush just around here and then also on my jawline. I'll do a lot under here right now just because it's flirty. Mental health struggles have not been helping the fitness, health, I don't want to call it weight loss because it's more than that, but trying to get healthier is like, it's always such a struggle when you are not in the best mental state. Now I'm just going to take a smaller brush and in the same colors just to sculpt here. I'm doing like a straight line and then blending out as much as necessary. I'll also take a little bit on the same brush to define my jawline. So if you look right here, it's a little more meaty right here and then it dips in right here. So I try to balance that out by focusing a little bit of contour here and then a little bit on the side of my chin. Most faces aren't perfectly symmetric, so there are ways to kind of balance it and just make it look a little bit more symmetric, and that's what I'm doing. And I don't contour this right here to give the illusion of a more straight jawline. That's just what I want to do. And then I think I'll do eyes next. I kind of like to do my blush after I do my eyes, that way I know, because a lot of times when I go in to do my eyeshadow, I don't have a fixed idea of what I'm doing at all. One of the palettes that really stole my heart this year is the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Blends palette. I've used a lot of palettes this year. You guys know for a portion of the year I was doing a different palette every day, so it's not as though any palette has been used 20, 30, 50 times, but I have used this palette more than any other. And the Michaela palette. Honestly, the Michaela Glam Light palette really opened my eyes to glam light. I think it was really good. I know some people have commented when I've used it, you know, concerns about it and is it really worth it? I thought it was very much worth the money. And if you've watched any of my TikToks this year of eyeshadow tutorials, then you know I use Louise Base 0.5 pretty much all the freaking time. So I'm using a Louise brush. This is one of the paint brushes, 7072, and I'm just gonna kind of sloppily lay it down. The fastest way for me to do it is just like pat, 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 pat. I kind of take it out a little bit because I might want to wing out my shadow. Even over foundation, it's fine. I'll use my finger to blend any edges. And then I do like to take my sponge, kind of like pat it in, but then I'll also take my brush and just go back into the heart of the lid, areas where it might crease, areas where it may be a little bit too thin, because you want a nice layer. And honestly, every time I look at this palette, there's so many options, there's so many things I could do with this palette. I think I want to do something kind of like neutral-ish, because I don't think I've ever dipped into the neutrals in this palette, and then a pop of color. I think I'm gonna go into this shade right here called First Kiss. Just lay some color down. It's a little kind of like peachy. In true form, I have no idea what else I'm doing. Right now I'm just packing on the color. And then I'm gonna switch brushes. I'm basically just picking a darker neutral shadow. So I think I'm gonna take Mama Bear. It is kind of a chocolatey brown, it looks like. They're just so blendable that you can just kind of throw it on. It's like it's really hard to screw up with these shadows because they are so good. I'm taking the shadow that's left over on this brush and taking it closer into the front of the eye, blending out the tail. And then I'm gonna go back into my first brush, blend the front out with the extra shadow, and then I'm gonna take a clean brush and really just diffuse everything. The only thing about this palette, it is all mattes. I love mattes, so I'm not complaining, but it is all mattes. So if you really like some type of a shimmer or glitter on the lid, you know, you'll need to just grab something else, but it's kind of the perfect palette to pair with liquid glitters, things like that. I'm just gonna create a little cut crease, nothing too serious. Okay, I'm gonna use an OG product, Liquid Moondust from Urban Decay. I don't even know if they still make this. Is it dried out? I don't know. Let's see. It's not completely dried out, but it's not far off. I added just a touch of that even darker brown mixed in with the one we already used. Yeah, she's not really given. When in doubt, there's always Stila glitter. Still such a good product. The OG liquid glitter, I still reach for them. Beautiful. And a little tip I learned from a Stila like education specialist that used to come to our Sephora, because these are completely water-based, if they get dried out but there's still a lot of product, like this one, it's kind of a little bit dry, but there's so much product left inside, you can add some good clean water and just a few drops, mix it around, and it will like reinvigorate it. It'll bring it back to life. So it's a really good tip if you have them, but maybe you haven't reached for them in a while and they're a little bit dry. So now I just want a pop of color. Green looks, I think I'm gonna go for 32. Maybe submerged a little bit first. So I'm gonna take like a little pencil brush, and then I'll take 32. Before I finish off this eye, I think I'll do a little bit of a wing. My favorite liquid liner has been Hank & Henry's Slick With It liner. I've talked about it a lot. I don't hear people talk about this one either, but they just won the influencer brand of the year, which is cool, but I've always thought this liner was amazing. So I'm just gonna do a little wing. I think I find that the thing with the wing liner is you just have to be confident going in. I feel like if I'm like, oh, I'm gonna mess it up, I will literally mess it up. So just be confident. Watch me say that and then just like all over my face. If I'm trying to keep it really cropped in to the upper lash line, I'll just lay it on my lashes and then press it onto the lash line gently. I'm just gonna extend this section. It's okay, it's just a little change. Just a little wing. She's petite. Ooh, I did it. You know when you want to add just a tiny bit, but you add a lot? Everybody does this. It's okay. Okay, I think that is pretty much it. This is the point where I need to stop. But it's like, you can do this. You can just fix this a little bit, you know? That looks good for the wing. So I am going to do the other eye and pop some lashes on off camera. All right, other eye is done. I actually extended my lower lash line a little bit. I took a little angled brush to make a line and then blended under it, so it kind of gives this cute little effect. I really like that. So I used some velour lashes. I cannot off the top of my head remember which ones these are. I don't know how people keep up with that because mine just get lost. Yeah, so that is my eyes. I also forgot, Kiss Impress nails have been my absolute favorite. I've worn so many sets over this year, 2 years maybe, but this is Petal Pink, just something plain for kind of in between. I'll do something kind of like darker for winter or maybe some Christmas ones, but yeah, put these on today. They're really cute. I have a couple of face palettes that I really loved. Menagerie Cosmetics Arthurine blush palette has been one of my like go-tos this year. Just such a beautiful blush palette. Very interesting combination of colors, great for mixing. They are very pigmented. I have to go in lightly. Even with the lighter shades, I have to go in really carefully or I can really overdo it. The other one is this HipDot Moon Queen palette. I've also really loved this, and you get highlight and blush in here. So I think I'm going to use this one and we'll knock out both because I've used this a lot this year. So Red Moon and Solstice are the two blushes, and I'm going to mix both for a little peachy pink moment. And I'll also just dust leftover product on my nose area. Not doing it heavy, just a slight effect there. And then I am going to use that same palette for highlight. I've been using a lot of Light Beam and Stellar, and I might mix these, but I'm just going to put on a little bit of Light Beam, maybe layer these a little bit. They're both pretty blinding, but Stellar is definitely like a brighter, ooh, it's very pretty. And I don't like to be too precise with my nose highlight because I'll go back in with my contour brush, which I also did off camera while I was doing my eyes, and just go back over it a little bit. At this point, more setting spray. I think I did a good time doing my makeup. I know this is going to be a lot of footage, but I didn't take an incredibly long time considering I was talking the entire time. I've actually reached for this lip liner so much. It's just a really good nude. This is the Steve Laurent Chic liner. I think I got this in a subscription box, and Chic is the shade. It is just a really good nude for me. So I'm gonna line my lips with this. I don't know if you can hear that, but Sniffles is snoring. And this color, it can go with pink, it can go with brown, it can go with more like peachier nudes. It's just such a versatile color. And then lipsticks, I really like the Urban Decay like revamped lipstick. This is the shade Naked. This is just a staple shade that they've had around before this like relaunch, but this formula is just so nice. This one is a cream. What I like to do is go back in with my lip liner. So it's a subtle kind of ombre effect. And then who hasn't been obsessed with Maybelline Lifter Gloss this year? So this is Stone. It's a little bit more nude, so it's going to tone down that pink just a tiny bit. Okay, I just need to do a little hair transformation and I'll be right back. All right, all I gotta say is, damn, we did a good job. I actually have like a good makeup day going on. Got neutrals, got color, got a little bit of everything. Thank y'all for being here, because clearly that was my like lucky charm that I was filming and talking to you guys. What kind of sneeze was that? Okay, so this is the finished look. I just straightened my hair a little bit. I didn't want to do too much to it, so I just straightened some bits. I think it turned out really cute. So thank you for being here. Hopefully you liked watching me use some of my go-to favorites for the year. If you want to see more of this, more of anything, let me know what you want to see. Also, I totally forgot to say too, when I did my eyes, I used Rms Beauty Mascara. Really the only standout mascara I used this year. I used several new ones, and this was the only one that really stood out. Straight up mascara. I really like it. Length, volume, a little bit of curl. It's just good. And velour lashes, which I think I said. So that's the finished look. And don't forget to go and shop Ana Luisa Jewelry. I've got my pieces on, and I love that I have like, you know, multiple pieces on, but it still looks very classy. It's not like overdone, super chunky. You could totally layer more necklaces with this one that I have on. But yeah, I love the little like dainty butterfly. It's so pretty. Like I said, make sure to check them out right now. 20% off all their jewelry, and they have so much more. If these pieces aren't quite your style, they have different pieces, different styles, but I mean, you can't go wrong with things like this because you can always pair them with bigger, more statement pieces because they're simplistic but beautiful. So that is everything. Check the description box. I'll have Ana Luisa, and I will list the products that I use throughout the video as well. So if you want to revert back to that, if you're curious about anything that I used in the video, just be sure to check in the description. Just scroll down a little bit and I will list the products that I used. Thank you guys so much for being with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I will definitely do more get ready with me makeup transformation style videos if that's something that you're into. But for now, that is it. Thank you again, and I will see you really soon in my next one. Bye guys.